You are listening to the best of the ZTOTV TakeOver podcast part 1. This episode will cover highlights from our very first pilot podcast through episode 10. Please enjoy and don't forget to subscribe to ZTOTV podcast for all the latest episodes.
I don't want to go to funerals. I don't need to see dead bodies of people I like.
No.
I can just say, okay, well, we bury them.
Not dressed up like that. I wish it was the old days. I could just, like, if you would die, I would send your ass out in a raft on Salisbury Lake.
I'd fucking shoot it with an arrow.
Yeah, with on fire.
You think you could do that?
Yeah, I think if they allowed me to do it, I swear to God, I would take archery.
Fucking.
I used to shoot arrow all the time out in the fucking boonies where I lived.
You would have to have like a whole thing of arrows, and
well, I might miss a couple times.
Fucking that's all 12 of them. Fuck it.
But of course,
see you later.
Well, maybe I'm not the archer. We could get someone. I'd just be there. I'd be the Holt, and then
I don't know.
shoot.
See, I don't. Evidently, you can't just. Evidently, they just can't throw your ass in the ground. You have to be in a box, and they have to put chemicals in you. But I don't. Do they have to do that? Couldn't I just like fucking rot in the ground naturally, like I'm supposed to?
It would make more sense, but I guess.
And plus, see, I have this thing. I'm not saying zombies are going to happen, but
I think they're already here, man.
Around this fucking town.
I was driving to work the other day, and this one, he was going of why maybe he had something wrong with him. I don't know, but he looked like a zombie.
Yeah, I've seen them dragging their corpse. It's that fucking H, man. They become sloths of life.
Yeah, go out to the forest court. You'll see many zombies. I got a few that work with me.
Oh my God. But yeah, if I die, I don't want to be cremated. Then I lose the chance
to come back.
The fucking who wants? If you come back as a pile of ashes, that's not very intimidating to the living. I want to be Return of the Living Dead, fast.
Fast? What are you talking about? Just because you turn into a zombie, you're not gonna get any faster.
I'll be kind of. I'll be moderate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you, but
yeah. Have you seen an IMAX 3D movie before?
I haven't seen any.
Now, he can't watch them because he's colorblind and he can't see 3D. That's true, isn't it, Jared?
It messes with my 3D
You're colorblind, Jared?
How insane is that? I thought
didn't know that.
People from the 40s were colorblind or something. I didn't even know you could still be colorblind.
How long have you known he's colorblind?
I think they tried to fix it when they fixed polio. Just didn't take.
I keep forgetting that he's colorblind. So everyone.
I never knew it until today.
That's why it's.
Really?
Yeah, did you know that?
I think I heard it, but.
That's why it's funny, because he'll tell me, like, again, we started on 3Ds, and he's like, I can watch it, I'm colorblind, and it gets me every time.
I mean, you want me to, like, hang a handicap sticker in the front of my car?
No, you could be like, hey, man, you know.
With the walker. I can't see where I'm
going,
There
had to have been some point that I've known you where I was, like, describing something as a color. Like, could you hand me the fucking red thing or whatever?
Well, it's not like, I mean, you got a blue shirt on. It's not like that's just invisible.
Right. Well, I know.
Like just a head and floating
But everything's
arms.
everything's just shades of gray.
No.
No? You just
how
can't
does
tell.
It affect you specifically? I'll be able to see certain colors on top of other colors blend.
Right.
So, like, sometimes I can tell something's there, but I can't make out any definitive edges.
It's not a big deal. I just never fucking.
Is there one certain color you can't see?
I imagine. I never bothered to learn what it was.
Tell me some colors around here. I'm gonna laugh at you.
Do you know what gray looks like?
What color is this?
Yeah,
that's green.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, no, I can see color. Like if there was.
Yeah, he knows what green is.
I don't like on your Dawn of the Dead poster. If something was written in a certain color over the pink, it would blend in. I wouldn't be able to.
Right.
But like if it was written on something another color, could see.
Can you get a parking spot closer with that?
I don't think so. Because I'd have been working that for
yeah, you would have definitely went to that one. Yeah, that sucks for you, man. But maybe I'll find out I can't.
Would you know by now?
No, it's not like it's a fucking.
What the fuck?
I think I see what colors are, so I wouldn't know.
It's not like it's like life threatening or you can't get through the day without it. I go through every day.
And he's got good eyesight
without
too.
noticing.
But
I didn't find out until I was like 27.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went to take when I got the driving job, I had to take a vision test. They had me look at like these 4 bullseyes.
I guess of all the ailments, that
You might have it. You better get checked.
I think I need to worry about my heart more than colorblind. I think I can live with being colorblind.
Yes.
It's not that bad, is it?
It doesn't mess up my day, really, ever.
Well, if you didn't know you had it till you were 27, whatever.
Yeah, that's a late diagnosis.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
You look at the world through different eyes.
Yeah, I was looking in this vision thing when I found out, and I threw it at the doctor and took off running, screaming, and punched a cop.
Did you call your mom?
I did. I called Mom.
Here, sit down. I need to tell you something.
She cried a little and said that if I needed to move back home, they'd make a space. I know Dad was pretty worried.
I knew that's what you're dumb. You're dead.
You had that
I knew
moment.
that's what's wrong with
you had that moment when you came out of the doctor's office. You just sat in your car, let it wash over you and sink in.
Yeah, and I knew something was wrong because like they had me sitting alone for like 15, 20 minutes, and then a doctor came in really sad and was like, "I got bad news."
It's not looking good.
And I was like, "So you pretty much handed me my death
You
sentence."
got color loss, boy.
And then you bought a motorcycle, right?
And then I bought a motorcycle.
I want to get this story out.
What?
This amazing weed story.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to say this. Now, Jared said this many times, but let's get this on hard drive, Jared.
Heart into it.
This is
I got no heart left in this story.
Oh, bullshit. I never hear you say it, but this is the
You were
great...
there. I don't got to tell you the story.
I love it. I love it. Sometimes I think about
Tell
it.
it to me. I was there.
Were you in the car or you were drove separate?
I
Probably?
was back home, I think, and Jared showed up at the shed.
I might have been
Why
with.
wasn't he there?
I might have been with Fish.
No, you were driving.
He wasn't.
I
in
was driving.
Your car.
Who was with me?
Fish was there.
Man, this is a memory. Now, for everyone,
Yeah, you were driving. Jason's in the front seat. Fish, me, and Palmer were in the back.
Are you sure?
So he was there.
I was there.
Everyone
I don't
was
think
there.
I was there.
You don't remember?
Seems like you came back.
You have to validate
and
and
said
make
the
it
story,
real.
and then
Sometimes I
we
think,
went
well,
back the
Once
next
we
this is
talk
like 10
about it a
years
little
ago.
bit, maybe I'll remember.
Everyone was there.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
well, for everyone, we need to tell everybody because we're talking about shit that some people might not know about. But we used to be in a band together, Enemy of Mine. I think it was Enemy of Mine, or
Yeah, because it was Chillicothe.
and so we were down at Chillicothe. They have a recording workshop down there, so we were down there recording music. And Frank was down there. He
Right.
wasn't in the
I
band.
remember driving down there. Yeah.
Yeah, you were down there. We had to sleep in a fucking room with the AC cranked.
Right.
Had pneumonia.
On a leather couch. A fucking leather couch, AC cranked. That's like sleeping in a fucking.
It was horrible.
Inside a cooler.
I slept face down on the floor all the time.
But yeah,
Derek went up to the cabins.
I was with him.
Busted beer
during
bottles
that.
on people's walls.
He
And ate
was a nightmare.
moths.
Oh, you sicko. How dare you?
Turn it off.
What's it say?
Sound off.
But anyways, we were up there recording, and
Sound on.
we had just recorded the whole weekend, and we're on our way home. We had smoked a ton of weed and finished all we had. So we were tired as fuck and hungover and on our way home and bummed out because we had no more weed. So on the way home from Chillicothe, we stop at this gas station. You remember what again? It doesn't matter, does it? It's just a
Speedway
gas station.
Pizza Hut.
Speedway Pizza Hut. Yeah, I think you're right. Stop in this Speedway Pizza Hut. Now, who was in the car again? Give it to me, because I don't remember.
I remember.
I know Jason.
I remember this now.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Frank was driving, Jason was in front, and me and Fish were in the back.
I have no recollection of this at all.
Probably not.
And yeah, because I think you were the first one to test the weed to make sure it wasn't going to kill us all.
They should have, man. That stuff was crazy.
So, anyways, we all sit in the car. Jared is the only one that goes into the fucking store. He comes back out of the store. Some old woman, or older lady, 40s, 50s, Jared.
Nah, probably 35.
30s, mid to late 30s.
35, 40s goes up to Jared. Now, I can remember when Jason said to me, he was like, what is that woman saying to Jared?
Yeah, we thought she was like hitting on him or something, if I recall.
And I said, I had no fucking idea. I mean, we don't know anyone down here. Maybe someone asking directions, maybe. So you come back to the car and your fucking face is white.
He was lit up. He was
white and eyes giant.
yeah.
And he said, you ain't never going to believe what just happened. And did you just whip it out there? And just like, this woman just gave me a big fucking bag of weed or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
It was her son's weed, wasn't it?
Yeah, she said she found it in his book bag. And
what did she say to you when she walked up?
it was, well, no, she didn't walk up. She was in her van.
And pulled you over.
And was like, hey, come here. Because I thought she wanted directions.
Yeah.
But apparently she found it in her son's bag. And it was weird because she said, I don't want to throw it away because it looks like it's worth money.
Oh, that is
Which was
so
odd.
weird.
But then she said she can't let him keep it, and she doesn't want it in her van because she had like a baby.
But you looked
in
like the
back
kind of
seat.
fella.
Yeah. So she gives it to another kid.
But yeah, she said.
What's the problem?
She said that.
But thank God for that bitch.
She said it looked like that maybe me or one of my friends would want it.
That she was absolutely
Dead
right.
on. Wasn't
Dead
it?
on.
It was weird.
Did we? It must have just read right off our faces. No weed.
Oh, bother.
Yeah,
Time to go home.
Oh, this stinks.
But
Hour and a
anyways,
half.
now that I think about it, I mean, what would have fucking happened if, as soon as you grabbed that bag, fucking SWAT team?
SWAT teams for
Fuck.
weed?
Are you
one bag of
kidding me?
Actually, technically,
In
they
Ohio?
couldn't have done anything because she wasn't selling it to me.
Well, we didn't know at the time. Neither did you jackass.
Yeah, I mean, she
do
she
you
was
know about the
asking.
law?
She's like, she asked me to do her a favor and please take it, if nothing else, just to get rid of it for her. That's, you can't.
Don't want to have it on
That's
you.
entrapment, isn't it?
Yeah, if it was a cop, they would have had to try to sell it and have me pay money.
I'm sure the government could have found a way to fucking bust you, my friend.
I ended up going on a trip to Canada. And that is big casino in Windsor. You guys probably heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can drink and when you're younger. So we were up there partying
How many years ago was this?
about 4 years ago.
4 years.
Yeah. So I'm 31 now. I would have
So
been
after you moved to Columbus. and shit.
26. Yeah. I just got a little bankroll established.
Oh,
Nice.
shit. Bankrolls.
Did
in
the
pockets
skip
of my
tracing,
jeans.
which you've done.
Yeah.
And then I moved my way up to collections. And then,
Living off people's blood, yes.
yes, I am a vampire. I am a vampire. But anyway, so we're in Windsor. If you've never been there, how it's basically set up, there's the casino in the middle of the town, right? Then everything else around it is to get you fucked up enough or ruined enough to go back to the casino and gamble. So there's bars, strip clubs, outer layers of restaurants, right? So it's like a square. It's more and more decadence the closer you get or the further away.
When
It's
you
like
get to
getting
the center,
you there.
it's
Yeah, when
like
you're there,
there's a portal to
it's just
the netherworld.
It's fucking like everything you can imagine. It's like Sin City. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. So it's like northern Sin City. All right.
Okay.
So anyway, so after we gambled, I won about $400 or $500 Canadian dollars, which aren't real money. It's like it's fucking ridiculous looking. It looks. I mean, it seriously looks like just some kid with a crayon was like, "Ah, there's our money." It's horrible. So I take.
You won the $500 gambling.
Yes, and not like playing high stakes poker or anything, but I stood around and I watched how roulette was played, and I started making large bets.
Jesus,
and I
maybe
won.
you should go to Vegas and try to do this for real.
I went to Vegas.
Were you wearing a suit?
No. I had on like a t-shirt and flip-flops and shorts, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I looked like
a
a regular tourist. But anyway, so I won this money, and I don't get a thrill out of gambling. It makes me nervous, so I'm cool enough to walk away.
A lot of shit makes you nervous.
It does. I'm uncomfortable. I'm generally uncomfortable all the time. But yeah, so when I won that, I hit that 2 in a row, and it was like $400 I was up. I'm like, fuck this, I'm done. So I cashed out all my chips.
Yeah, we ain't nuts. I mean, we get $500. Fuck it.
Yeah, so all my buddies that were there, people I had met at OSI and other companies. Well, I don't know if you can say that, but it's not even a company anymore. So anyways, in collections, there were 4 or 5 of us that all went up there. They're like, hey, I heard about this street two streets over where there's a massage parlor.
Oh my god.
Massage
Check it out. Yeah, when you do that with your hand, that ain't no.
Yeah,
that's an insinuation.
That's not a background.
So I was like, all right, let's go find this, because I've always wanted to walk into one just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, is it like
just to see what it looks
So we find the place. I mean, it took us a little while. We find it. I walk in ahead because none of these schmoes I'm with are like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the first one in. They talked a big game, but they did.
You walk in like, I'm a man.
I walked in like
my dick.
I own the place. I was like, bleep, what's up,
God.
ladies? But let me describe it for you real quick.
Yeah.
You walk in this main room. There's couches, like sectionals. There's an older lady sitting on the couch, and then there's a receptionist. So I walked over to the receptionist and I said, I'd like to get a massage. How do I go about that? I'm all
how do you
tensed
not
up.
laugh right there?
I was kind of, drunk a little, but I was like, I'm like, I've just had confidence.
I gotta get my dicks.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to see what's happening. So I want to see how
Did
far.
someone tell you before this that they do this thing?
They just said, I talked to a guy in the casino who said that there's a massage parlor that massages. And
you
did the gesture. That's why I was like,
God.
And I'm like, all right, I want to go see it. So we're there. So I signed this little thing. I wrote a fake name down.
God, happy
I don't remember
ending.
what it was. It was like Johnny something, Smith probably. And then you give them 40 Canadian dollars and you sit on this couch. While you sit on the couch, the old lady's like that's sitting next to you starts to ask you a couple of questions like, what do you prefer, tall girls, short girls? So you give her a little information. She disappears for about a minute.
What did you go with?
I went with a tall girl. I like tall girls. I always have. I like girls that are taller than me. It's a
but
little.
do they like short guys?
I don't really care. For me, it's like a power
He's paying him
trip.
$40.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
well,
what they
I
want.
haven't got to the real money yet. All right,
okay.
So there's that.
that's to get you in the door, sir.
Oh, okay.
There's that many there to where you could be like,
Yeah, there's rooms. I'm not exaggerating, Josh. There are rooms.
I want a tall with a perm.
All the way back.
And,
There are rooms like down this hallway went on forever, and then there was another hallway. It looked like it came back in like a U. I'm not kidding.
God.
And there are all these rooms occupied by ladies. I would imagine. Like, I mean, I only saw the
Waiting for
one that
you.
came. These girls came out. There were like 3 or 4, and they were in that order that I said I liked.
Oh my God.
And so I picked one. I was like, I'll have a massage from this
Whoa,
Fraulein.
let's back this up.
Yeah. So
Let's back this crazy train up.
yeah.
These women walked out, and you.
Yeah, I pointed like in their general direction. Like she's like, "Which one do you want to go with?"
Didn't you feel bad for the other ones?
No, I didn't feel bad. They're fucking prostitutes. Of course, I don't feel bad for that.
I thought they were like shucks.
Yeah, like oh no, not I didn't get to get with that short, fat, fucking Austrian-looking fella. Dong da da do. No, so the one
You're
girl.
Austrian?
No, I was just
Okay, all right.
I was just making it up in their crazy head.
You're Australian?
Yeah, Australian. So anyways, so I go to this room. One of my other friends had walked in prior to me, the girls coming out. So he was going to do it too. And so I told him what he needed to do. And then I disappeared with this girl. We go in this room. I'm not lying.
She leads you to
She
a
leads
room.
me to a room, and we open the door, and it's like a tiki themed room. Everything in it was teak, right? There's this little
was
fucking
teak.
there's this little fucking bed.
Everything's bamboo.
It was like it was like bamboo stuff.
You wearing a
There's a little
grass
waterfall.
Oh, well.
She was French Canadian.
Did it smell like
We
coconut?
talked about her heritage because she had this really hot
You
accent.
talked to her.
Oh, I talked to her. I made her work for her money.
Oh my God.
But so, anyways, long story short, we negotiated a price. Like she's like, for me to actually touch your body with this amazing oil, I would have to get another 80 Canadian dollars,
Oh my
and then
God.
whatever you want to tip. So 80 plus 40, that's 120 Canadian, and I gave her a $50 tip.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Because again, I won all that money.
That's
It's all free money.
$170.
You wanted a hand job.
Shit, I would have told her too.
Well, I didn't give her the tip right then. Here's what happened.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I'll tip. You tip after. You leave it laying on this little like coin thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, she's like, get naked. I'll be back.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, get naked. Now I'm starting to get concerned. Because is this a sting operation?
They can't massage you with your clothes on.
Well, no, but the way she said get naked, it just had this overtone to it. It was weird. It was a weird situation.
Sure wasn't a dude.
Sure wasn't a dude. Did you ever see her vagina?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because she came back in. She came back in this sheer, like, it looked like a bathing suit, but you could see through it. Everything you could see through.
Wow.
And then she oiled me down. Yeah, whoa, this is horrible.
Yeah, horrible. That's awful.
I thumbed my nose. Anyway, so she has me lay face down. I take my boxer shorts off because I still got them on. Because I'm still not sure how naked is naked.
What kind of boxer shorts are they?
Oh, they look like boxing.
Oh, they didn't have like.
They look like Rocky Balboa would have wore to fight.
You were.
Yeah, it was like
a
real
fucking
boxer
prize fighter,
shorts.
weren't you?
Yeah.
I agree, Ray. How naked is too naked?
Yeah.
I mean, if you come in and your dick is out,
Yeah,
I mean, she'd
and
be
fully
like, whoa.
erect. I'm like, whoa, that's not
Call
what I
the
meant.
cops. This guy's fucking weird.
Yeah, exactly. So how
You
naked
left
is?
your-
You wanted to leave her. You wanted to let her in on the show.
That's right.
You wanted to give her a show.
I wanted to give her a show. So
All right, we slow down. This might take more than 4 minutes.
oh man, all right.
Oh, yeah. So you left your boxers on, and
Right,
then
I'm
she
sitting
comes
on the
in.
bed like this when she comes in.
She
and
comes in with this
She comes in
bikini right
with
away.
this bikini, like she'd been gone like 4 or 5 minutes.
And changed. She didn't have that on
She didn't
before.
have it on before. She had like a regular sundress on.
Jesus.
And then so she's holding this plate too. There's all these oils on it. Weird
You
shit.
could have just took that plate and threw it right out of her hands. What do you need to
She sat it down and then she was like, get naked. I thought I said naked. And I was like, all right. So
She really said it that time.
fucking
So I'm like, I got up and I pulled my boxer shorts
Oh, how
off.
did you do that?
I just kind of turned to the side.
Now-
I know that's my best profile.
So, were you
Hold
enlarged?
on, ladies.
Were you enlarged at this point?
No, because I was so nervous.
Oh, so it's still
I was-
flaccid, and you don't want her to be
Right,
seeing
I don't
that.
want her to see that at all.
Oh
'cause
my
that-
God.
Did you give it a little pull?
So, well, once I laid down on those, she told me to lay.
Nervous or not, how
Yeah.
do you control that thing?
Well, here's what happened. I laid down face down on the little tiki bed.
And she hasn't seen her
She
wiener
hasn't
yet.
seen my wiener, like unless she was staring real hard. So I'm laying down. She straddles me, takes the top off, so pulls it down.
Straddles your back.
Like straddles my back, takes her top off, rubs the oil on her tits as she's talking to me, and I'm laying like this, talking to her.
Oh my
over my
God.
shoulder, and she's like, "You are you ready for this?" Give me little weird like sayings, and I'm like, "Oh sure." So she starts to rub her tits on my back.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And then so then,
Do you have hair on that back?
Not back then. I don't. No, I don't. I'm fucking 32 years old. Of course I got
4
hair.
years, hair sprouts all of a sudden?
Yeah, it looks
I
like.
don't believe that.
Dude, I will show you after this
How
is
old
over.
are you?
32.
So at 28, hair sprouted.
Yeah, like, and it's in my ears now too. It's fucking.
So it waited
beautiful.
for you to have tits rubbed on your back and then hair
Well,
sprouted.
not at that
That's all it
moment.
took.
So no,
That's what it did.
you can. I mean, I never noticed hair on my back. So if there was hair there, I never saw it until
there.
recently. Now it's like a puff that's on my back.
Well, that's a tumor.
Oh, that's just a tumor. All right. Well, that's
not
good.
a
I'm cool with it.
Okay, tits on the back. Keep
So
going.
she starts going, blah blah blah, talking, doing more of that stuff. I'm getting more and
God.
more, like I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I stop her in the middle of her conversation, and I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
So your weenie at this point is fucking.
Yeah, it's ready to
And
fight
it's
the
smashed up
Titans.
against a.
Yeah, it's like pressed all
Yeah.
down because I'm laying face down on the teak bed.
Oh my God.
Like there's, you can feel the teak sticking up, poking into you.
It's like a bamboo
Awful.
bed?
Yeah, it was like a bamboo bed with like covers over it.
Jesus.
It was weird, dude.
They should at least cut a hole in there so you could put your wiener in
Yeah,
there.
and then somebody under there could have been drinking it out.
He's getting really, he wants all kinds of freaky
All right,
treatment.
no, so anyway, so So I'm like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing at all. I'm like, I've never been to one of these places before. I just heard about it. I'm like, so what do I do?
What do I do for video?
And she goes, well, what do you want? Do you just want to finish the massage or do you want the special? Oh. And I went, well, what's the special? Like, are we going to have full on sex?
Oh my God.
I said it straight up. And she's like,
whoa.
She said, whoa, no. I just get you off.
Oh my God.
Is what she said. And I was like, all right. Let's do that. And I was like, let's hurry this up too, because I want to get back out of here.
Wow.
And she's like, all right. So I flip over, and then she did the old teats and blip, blip, blip.
Really? Shazam!
Now, here's how I felt right before.
You banged her tits?
She did. I didn't do anything. I laid there like this.
Because you're not allowed to touch her.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch her. They had cameras, I guarantee you.
Now,
There's probably video out there of me getting jerked off by a French Canadian.
Now, if you looked like Brad Pitt and you said... What, full-on sex?
She would have said probably, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I look like
true.
Brad Pitt's ugly younger brother, Rad Pitt. And that was hit with a shovel and kept in a garage. But anyways, so after that happens, right before I was like, oh, this is the best thing in my life. After it happened... I was ashamed and embarrassed. I was collecting my clothes and apologizing.
Now, how long?
And I ran out of that fucking place.
Now, that's a bit personal, but how long did it take?
Well, like I said, I was only probably in the room 5 or 7 minutes.
So she... Whoa. So she flipped you over.
Yeah, and finished me because I
went
basically...
right to the wiener.
We got past all that bullshit.
Did she rub your back at all?
Yeah, for like a minute or two,
Just
until I started like going, hey, how far are we going to take this? What happens next?
Because massaging me gets me really
Because this is the
erotic.
point, when I'm with a lady and she's rubbing her tits on my back, generally I turn around and start to pound her. And I don't want to be mid-thrust and have the Mounties come in.
Ladies, he will pound you. We're going to have our, what would he be, a medium?
It's a weird... I asked him to come on and do this. He frightens me when he tells me about this shit, so we brought Scott on to do it. He's a medium. You know, the John Edwards types.
Yeah.
That's on the TV, and they talk to dead people.
But he has the ability to pull in different people that have passed away.
Odd people that you would never think. You know, not normal people, famous people in a way.
Right. So who are we going to try to contact today?
Scotty?
I don't know. I woke up today and, I have like a lot of different feelings. It's not it's not just one thing you can pinpoint, or
it's kind of like a lot of activity, a lot of spiritual activity.
It's not a you don't close your eyes and see somebody and talk to them like that. No, it's just I get these feelings sometimes, and I go back in time, I guess. Maybe relive certain aspects of their life and see things, through their eyes.
Oh, right. Beautiful.
And today,
beautiful.
I was listening to the Beatles last night, thought it was, how tragic all that was.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah.
I'm with you on that. He's not. But
yeah, it's all right.
We know.
That's great.
I don't believe I don't believe in any of this medium shit.
Oh,
by the way.
Well, maybe like if I were to like ask you a question, maybe that would draw out a certain aspect that might.
We can try that. I brought my glasses today. So
dressing up as them or using pieces helps.
It's like a.
So we're gonna try to contact.
Prop.
We're gonna try to contact John Lennon, right?
John
Yes.
Lennon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, well, there they are.
There he is. Oh man.
Oh my God.
So, Mr. Lennon, are you with me? Is that who we're talking to now?
Well, yes, it is.
Come on, man. This is amazing. I've always wanted to, as a big fan of the Beatles, I've always wanted to know.
You're a fan?
Yeah, I love the Beatles.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Oh.
Sgt. Pepper's is fantastic.
I didn't like that one very much.
No? What was your favorite album to work on, Mr. Lennon?
I'd say it was the album I did right afterwards, by myself.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, did you enjoy working with your wife more than working with the guys in the Beatles, or?
What's her name? Yoko Ono?
Yoko, yeah.
Yoko.
Yes, it's Yoko Ono.
Yoko
Yes.
Ono.
The love of my life.
Now, you have children, correct? You had children in life, or
Lots
Yes,
of them.
and yes, I had some children.
Some he didn't
yes.
even take care of.
Yes,
Really?
there's probably a few extra out there somewhere.
But yeah, they were fighting over him.
are there any messages you'd like to send out to your kids from beyond the grave?
Well, to my sons, I think you should stop playing music
Yeah.
because
That's what I was
you're,
gonna
you're terrible. Just bloody terrible.
I'm glad we have it
Yes,
out
they
there.
are.
At
They
least he's
Yeah.
honest in his after.
Who is
life.
that one? Sean?
If I could come through to them, I would tell them that,
just
that you stop playing music because
Wow.
they.
Wow.
And what do you got to say about the guy that shot you? What was his name?
That was
Mark
I
David.
don't know. I
Mark-
didn't quite catch it. Didn't quite catch it.
You wouldn't know.
He didn't give you his name?
Oh, wow.
Well, actually,
No.
you signed his fucking album before he fucking shot your dumb ass.
David
Yeah,
Chapman.
Yeah,
I signed,
Mark
I
David
signed a lot of
Chapman.
albums. Yes.
He came up and you signed it. Yeah, because you wouldn't know this. Because bam, bam, you're
Pop.
done. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you signed his shit. Then this fucking dude came back later and fucking shot your ass. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Did you say anything to him? Did you?
I just told him there's nothing you can do that can't be done.
I bet he was like, what?
Yeah.
Now, is there a song that you can sing that hasn't been sung?
No, but there's no way you can go that you're all meant to be.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Very deep.
I mean, all you really need is love, right?
Yeah.
I think. And weed, some shit.
And by the way, the Beatles reunion, where they tried to get together,
Yeah.
was awful.
Now,
Are you pissed off at Paul for taking your spotlight now?
No, not really.
what about playing some of your songs by himself? Does that irritate you? Should he have just carried his own torch?
No, it's really not that good. Yeah, he's a better singer than I am. That's period. It's not.
Mark David Chapman said the government put thoughts into his brain to kill you.
Is this true?
They did follow me around a lot, and they watched me all the time.
Yeah.
Yes,
That could have been it.
they tried to kick me out of the country.
All right.
Well,
We want Scott back.
let's bring Scott
okay.
back.
What do we have to do, dude? Just go away.
Wow, that takes a lot out of you, I bet.
Wow.
That's like Patrick Swayze entering Whoopi Goldberg. Isn't it?
Oh my God, that sounded wrong. That gave me a completely different visual.
In that movie where
Danson entering Whoopi Goldberg.
in that movie where Whoopi Goldberg kisses Demi Moore, how
Right.
fucking disgusting is that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Oh man.
I never had an innie before, but that scene, my wiener
close as you can.
sucked back up to my stomach. Yeah,
You got some good stories, Adam?
yeah. What's going on, Adam?
Oh man, I've got a couple.
Yeah, let's hear these.
I was introduced to hookers at a very young age.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
A couple months after graduation from high school, I was in the shit. Like, I was down in North Carolina, and I just graduated from Marine Corps boot camp, and I was getting ready to go to the School of Infantry. And I didn't get laid when I was home on leave from boot camp, so I was, dying for some pussy, I guess. We met up with a bunch of guys down from down in North Carolina from boot camp. We all got hotels because we didn't have to report for a couple days, and got in the yellow pages, and there it is, as 1-800-BABES-R-US.
Right there.
So we call the number, and these two fat, nasty chicks show up.
Oh my God! In North
get to pick 'em
Carolina?
up?
Yeah. Well, I called them back, and I was like, "Hey, you got to send some better ones." So they sent two more.
What were the ones that came doing when you did that?
They left. They were gone.
Were
Yeah.
did they get insulted? Were they?
Yeah, we told them to kick rocks and get out of here.
Oh my God!
We're not paying you for that. Like, you owe us $100. We don't owe you nothing.
Yeah, go call the police. On
Right.
that. Let them know.
But they sent 2 more, and we had 2 rooms, and it was about 2 minutes later, and they were $100 richer, and that was it. But
they came back.
That's a good deal, though. $100, I'd fucking throw $100 down.
yeah,
I'd do
Korea.
that once a week if I could.
How much did you spend in Canada to get your...
It was like 160 American dollars.
Wow. You should have asked him.
Yeah.
Well, I was stationed in Hawaii, and I was like a room rat, man. I'd just sit in my room all the time and didn't do much anything. And I was reading a Hustler one night, and it was talking about the best looking hookers in the world. And the #1 spot was Waikiki in Honolulu,
Yeah,
Hawaii.
those chicks gotta be fucking hot.
It was like I caught a $30 cab down to Waikiki and spent like $400.
Now that was good though, right?
Yeah, but like for 5 minutes, man.
Oh yeah, because the hotter they get, the quicker it's gonna go.
I mean, you're just ready to fuck a hooker, man.
Yeah.
I'd pay extra to lay there with them for a little while. Not
Oh my God, Randy!
I just talk like I'd be like, you need to care about what I'm gonna say.
Okay, well, we've still got some time, so I'm gonna put on this air supply seat, and we're gonna lay down.
I would. I'd brush her hair.
See, in Korea, when I was in Korea, we went to another place.
There we go.
It was called Club Love, and they pretty much wanted us to go there. They passed out condoms and everything, told us to go to that place because our doctors tested them for STDs and this, that, and the other. Because if you go outside where you're supposed to go and get an STD from some girl in Korea, like they won't let you back into the country or anything.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So you're stuck with gonorrhea in the middle of the country you don't know.
Pretty much. You're quarantined.
So,
but you can get all nighters, and that's like about $100, $80 for all night. Like their mom, son, old lady come bring a big old dish of like some Korean soup with cat in it and shit. Like delicious.
This sounds amazing. That's what I'm saying. This country needs to legalize prostitution because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of trying and hearing relationships. Like, I have a relationship and I hear how I'm not doing it right every time that I need to do more and more and more. And I just don't care enough at all. I'm 31. At this point, I'm not going to have kids.
Randy.
I'm not. I mean, I don't see myself going and getting a real girlfriend right now and being like, let's get married and have children and fucking have a fucking house.
You'd be a great father.
I would be a pretty decent dad.
How long? You want to put a timetable on how long it is before Randy has kids?
5 years.
5 years, within 5 years.
If his sperm's any good to begin with.
Yeah, who knows? I might be lucking out this whole time shooting blanks. I don't know.
I would vote for that.
Or maybe I've already got a kid out there.
Maybe you do.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I miss all that horrible the baby part and get to the part where they're like 14 and I can
14?
throw
That's
balls.
not a good age, is it? When they're a baby, you can kind of control them. When they're 14, they might be big enough to try to take a run.
If he's a dick, I just won't see him anymore.
If you're mean to me, I won't talk.
I'll just pay the required back child support and be done.
Yeah, Korea. Yeah, you don't want to get an STD in Korea. Christ.
No.
That's exotic STD.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, a bunch of us snuck off base, and there was about 7 of us. And we caught cabs down to Club Love, and we ended up getting all-nighters and went in the back alley. And
right in the alley.
Yeah, well, they have rooms, man. Like where they live, like their size of their apartments, like the size of this room. They have their shower, their sink, their stove, their everything, their fridge, all of it in like a room about this size. But we got all nighters, and a buddy of mine came down and he's like, hey man, my girl won't fuck. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about it? And he's like, well, we'll go wake her up. So I tell my girl to go down and get her, like, hey, go wake her ass up, we paid for this, dude wants to fuck.
That's a problem I didn't even
She
think
fell
about.
asleep?
That's great. Yeah.
How dare her?
They're called buy me drinky girls, man. Like they want you to buy a drink and then buy them a drink at the same time. But like while you're drinking alcohol, like the bartender waters their shit down. Well, that girl kept drinking, got drunk, just passed out like she's a new girl or something. So So I send mine down there, and like me and my buddy are sitting in my room, and I'm kind of waiting. About half hour goes by, I'm like, man, what are these bitches doing? So we go down there, and they're both passed out. So I was like, no, man, this ain't cool. So I'm trying to wake them up. She's like, no, she's too drunk. She's too drunk. She's sick. And I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. I want my money back. And they're like, no, you go sleep in the room. And I was like, well, fuck this.
Fuck them.
Well, I went back. I went back into my girl's room, dude, and I started going through her shit. And I took her money and watch and stuff. I pissed in her water bottle and put it in the fridge, and like I told my dude, let's get everybody and let's fucking go. So we got everybody else out and we go. He's like, man, I didn't get laid. So behind Club Love was what they called Snake Alley, and it was just a series of alleys, man. And there's just prostitutes on each side and glass windows. Wow. You weren't supposed to go there because those girls weren't tested, but they look pretty fucking good. Yeah. So my dude, I tell him, like, he's like, man, it's like this girl comes up and she's like, what do you got? And I was like, well, I got a cell phone, a watch, and like $5 in Korean. She's like, okay, I'll take it. And I give it to her, and like my dude got laid, man. And it was that other hooker shit. So I was
like, two people got fucked that night.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Take that, bitch.
I like it.
Then we had to sneak back on base, and it was horrible, but it was the greatest night ever.
I'm with Josh though. I would have never went down to your room. You would have never known because I'd have tried 3 or 4 times and then just been on top of her.
Yeah. I just slipped it right in.
Nope, I paid money.
I'm just kidding. I don't advocate rape.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to catch a case or nothing.
She would have woke up.
She would have woke up.
Doing life in a South Korean jail or something. Yeah. Cool.
No, that would not be fun.
This is the worst customer service I've ever seen.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Korea.
I'm going to Korea.
Should have went to military. We should have joined the military.
Could have done that for 4 years.
I couldn't have done that.
I could have. You guys talked me out of it, remember?
Yeah, that's true. We did. You're welcome.
Maybe if they had military at night. I'm not good in the morning. I'm really sucky in the morning.
I'd rather have them bust
Is there a second shift military I could apply for?
Is there like a pussy military where they just kind of be a pussy?
Yeah.
And walk around?
I think that's the Air Force.
Oh, that's what you were going to do. You should have waited. It's the pussy.
Whoa. Actually, my cousin...
The Air Force was dropping bombs on my house.
Yeah, he was in the Air Force, and he said it was pretty tough. There was some tough stuff there. I'm sure
it's all tough.
I'm sure their training is hard as anything.
Yeah, it's all tough. Yeah. It's all tough.
Yeah.
No. Well, Adam did it, but pussies like us, we could not do that.
I don't think I would have survived. I would have got sent home for sure.
I sweat and I want to run away.
Because the first guy that comes up to me and starts yelling in my face, I just hit in the throat as hard as
I don't think you want to hit one of these guys.
No, I know I'd get my ass kicked. I would be all bloody and bruised in a jail cell. But I would just be like, oh yeah, I didn't make my bed.
That guy's
throat punch.
That guy's not yelling at you for no reason at all. He's yelling at you because he's
yelling at you for no reason at all.
No, he's superior. He's a superior man.
Did they yell a lot? Do they do that yelling shit?
They scream at you.
God, I don't think. I just don't know. I could do that.
It's all mental. You just gotta take it and do what they're telling you to do. And
when my boss at work in a fucking collection agency yells at me, I get mad.
You're the same guy when they give you a mission. You're gonna question them, and they don't want you there anyways.
That's true.
But that guy that's yelling at you has probably been through enough shit to where he kind of deserves to probably yell at everybody.
It's like simulation of what are you gonna do under pressure. Pretty much. Either you're gonna break, like especially. That's why they have boot camps. You know, they're going to see in the first 12 weeks what you're going to be able to take or what you can't take, and they're going to weed those people out real quick.
Gotcha. I would have been weeded out. They were like, get him out of here.
Who was that? That boxer Riddick Bowe, he couldn't take it. Like, he was only in a couple weeks, and he's like, fuck this.
Yeah, that was a big-ass dude.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know how he would do all the running shit. Christ, he was 300-pound heavyweight.
Yeah. He's a big dude.
Hell yeah, it is. Put those glasses on for a second. Let everybody see what you look like. That's a bad motherfucker, ladies. Look at that camera over there. Straight at it. Look at it. Show them what you're about.
Bing, bing.
Right here. What's the price on you? I mean, if you were into prostitution, what would it cost to bang you?
Man. $7.
$7.
And a Subway token from New York because I like that shit.
I thought you were going to say like a coupon for Subway.
Coupon for Subway? Actually, that's better. I'm changing it. I want a coupon.
Like a free 5-inch.
God, yeah. This
And a Slim Jim.
It's only $5 footlongs. So it's in my pants.
5 foot.
He's got a foot long.
Yeah,
in
1
there.
foot.
No.
If it's $5 foot long, that's 5 foot long.
$5 footlong.
But yeah, Jason, you got a new house over in Dunkirk, and you had a fucking crazy little thing happen, didn't you?
Yeah. Did you hear about that?
I don't. Yeah.
I come home from work 7 in the morning, and usually Anne's in bed.
Right.
Well, this time she's standing out on the sidewalk.
What did you do?
She's like, I tried calling you like 4 times. I'm like, well, my phone's off because you're in bed.
Right.
She goes, well, the sheriff's just left here.
Oh my God.
Like the sheriff goes, yeah, they surrounded the house. What? So instantly I start thinking, what did I do? And I haven't done anything. So what do they want? She goes, well, they're looking for a couple guys that used to live here. Like that's when I don't know if you heard about that drug bust.
Yeah,
They busted
yeah.
like 20 some people.
Right.
Anyway, a couple of them lived at that house and surrounded my house. Like she said, there was one guy in a vest that was banging on the door. Another guy with like his gun drawn, like outside the house, standing out of sight.
Oh my God.
And then when they're talking, another one comes up from the back, and he had like his gun out.
Shit.
It was,
I bet she shit her pants with all that going on.
I'm just glad I wasn't there,
Right.
Because I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hear
I mean, there's kids in the house, and you
Oh,
got
of course. You got
guns drawn.
You're gonna bust through.
I actually hear they were extremely nice.
Yeah.
You know, which is really crazy. Yeah.
Just not. How were they nice? They knock on the door with their
Yeah. They
Well,
did.
I think
yeah,
once,
'cause they
once,
would-
once they saw like the
situation.
kids swing sets outside.
Right. Yeah.
My car has. Well, I guess my car wasn't there, but
Car seats.
she said, this is the Miller's house. So,
Right.
not saying like we have a good name around town or anything, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they would have had like a warrant and suspected, that there was criminal activity
Yeah, they
going
could've
on,
just
they
kicked in the door.
They could have kicked in the door.
So they didn't have a warrant for the kid. They were just coming to check.
They were
Because they
probably-
would have kicked
yeah.
it. That would have sent me
That
into
would've been bad.
fury, dude.
and the house sat empty for over a year before I even moved in.
Yeah, do a little fucking
Yeah.
research, you scumbags.
I had the sheriff department fuck with me while I was at work. I was there.
You
and,
got a pretty serious job, Frank.
I know.
You could go to jail at any time.
Think about think about if you're at work and a sheriff comes in and says, "Is that your whatever the hell you drive out in the parking lot?"
Yeah.
And you say, "Well, yeah." And then you go out there. Well, I had a shitty rendezvous we were driving around in, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
Like the front end was fucking falling off.
Yeah.
It looked like shit.
This is all this sheriff got to do?
I guess, but this is what he did. He came in and he asked me whose car it was, and he asked me how the damage got there. I said my wife wrecked it like a year ago. You guys cited her for the fucking accident. She paid the ticket. I mean, that's a long, we just don't have. We're getting rid of this thing. We're not gonna fix it up.
I hate people.
And so he goes out and comes back in, and he says, "Can I show you something real quick?" And I'm like, "Okay." And I go out, and he goes, What about this right here? Can you explain this right here?" And he's pointing to this. The whole front end is fucked up.
What is going on?
And that's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's from the accident. And he's like, "Can you tell me what really happened here?"
You should have had this
And I
on
said-
film.
wow.
You
I
could have
s-
filmed this. You know that.
Well, I guess I could have went home and got my camera.
Oh, wow.
But then he's like, "I want you to explain why it's corroded here, and it's not corroded here."
He's
and he's
fucking with
flaking
you.
off paint, and he's like, "This would look corroded here," and he's pretty much telling me that something weird. I did something weird.
He wanted you to confess to something.
Right, and I'm like, where's this going? And he says, "Well, somebody with a car, the same color paint as yours, hit a city vehicle. It was one of those Council on Aging vans, And I'm like, well, I would have remembered that. And no, I have to be here at 8 a.m. And I said, at this time, this fucking car, I had to jump start it every morning or pump a tire up on it. So every day I was at least 10 minutes late. And I was like, well, when did this accident happen? About 8 o'clock. Well, I can tell you what I was doing at 8 o'clock. I was probably jump starting my car and pumping air into the tires because it's a piece of junk. And I'm pretty sure if I would hit something with this car, the whole front end would just fall off. That's what I said to him.
You was at work and he came in?
Yeah. And then
he asked you to come out?
Yeah. And then he had me go in.
Work.
Yeah. And then go in.
Well,
he wanted me to go in and get a timesheet for when I punched in.
Hey, if he thinks you're a suspect.
Did you get his name and badge number?
No, I didn't. I wanted to
I'd
go.
like to talk to him.
You gotta straighten things up.
We're going to call him right now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
It was just... I never heard anything after that, but he evidently took a paint sample off my car.
Oh.
I'm like, I was so irritated.
He thought you were a suspect in a wreck.
I'm like, if what's he going to do? If they don't find somebody...
It's a city vehicle.
He's going to say, you did it. There you go. What if he would have just run me up the fucking courts? I would have been so irritated. I would have been in jail because I would have been in court going, I didn't fucking hit anybody.
But took you to the court and they hung you 3 hours later.
Well, I'd be like, what the fuck's going on?
We're hanging this fucking guy. It's
found 8 kilos of coke in your trunk.
The shit isn't corroded correctly.
I couldn't explain it. It was the weirdest shit I've never had that happen.
I had a weird thing happen to me in Marion. You guys heard about those home invasions that happened? What, about 8 months ago?
Not particularly, but I hear.
All right,
all the time.
there was 2 home invasions. These were actually really bad. One, these guys were wearing masks and gloves, and they attacked an 80 or 90-year-old woman and tied her up.
What the fuck?
And
just put her in the closet. What the fuck?
Well, how they caught her was she had one of those life alerts, and she she hit that, and they record the whole time.
Oh my lord!
So she stuck it under her leg while she was sitting in that chair, and it recorded the whole conversation.
Ain't nobody going there.
Yeah, and they got him, but. How I come into the story is one day I come home from work.
He kicks in the door and beats the shit out of the guys and saves the old woman.
No, I come home from work one day, and I let my dog. I have a big backyard, right, and it's all fenced in. But on the other side of my fence, I have a shed. Well, I used to keep it padlocked. I ain't got nothing in it but junk.
It's Phantom.
It's Phantom 13 to the rescue. I am here to save you, young lady.
Or old lady, right?
Well, I would say young lady. I would make her feel good.
Boom shakalaka.
Here we go with that. So anyway, my shed's on the other side of the fence. And I let my dogs out, and I go back out on my deck, and I'm like, I see this guy. I can see him through my privacy fence. He's bent over looking in my shed.
Whoa.
And I'm like, can I help you, sir? You know, and I'm start walking out there, and stands up, I see he's a cop. I'm like, oh, great. So he goes, you a resident here? And I said, yeah, I live here.
Do you think they would know that before you?
Yeah. So I said, is there something wrong? He goes, well, is it all right if we search your shed?
Oh, what do you think?
And I was like, yeah, there's nothing in there but junk for me. You know, I don't even keep it locked anymore because I got tired of replacing locks because people would break them and get in there. So I just leave it open. Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Afford all these fucking locks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you're losing money. They just steal the shit. It'd be fine. It's just junk. Just write junk.
So I walk out there. I go and put my dogs back in the house, and I walk out, and by this time there's 5 or 6 guys out there. You know, all these different vehicles are pulling up because there's an alley behind my house, and all these guys are pulling up, and they're all plain clothed cops. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and then there's one uniformed cop, and then there's everybody else is plain clothed, and they go in there, and I said, well, what's going on? What are you guys looking for? And they're like, well, he goes, you heard about those home invasions that happened? You know, at that time it was about a week prior, and I said, yeah, and one guy actually gotten stabbed in one of them, but I was like, yeah, I heard about it. He goes, well, they were pretty bad. He goes, well, we have reason to believe someone's called in and told us that someone that we think's involved in that crime threw something into your shed. I was like, oh, okay. So as this guy's telling me this, another cop's in my shed rummaging through all my garbage, and he goes, "Found it."
Wow.
And comes walking out, and he has this like a purple gym bag, like an old 80s style gym bag,
Oh my God.
And they're all happy. They're almost like high-fiving each other, like, "We got those bastards now," and all this shit. So they're opening it up, and we're just standing there, me and my wife, and we're just kind of like, trying to see what's in the bag, and I see that they have gloves in there, the masks that they wore are in there.
Wow.
And there was other stuff down in the bottom, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I was hoping for drugs.
No.
but-
I was
fuck
hoping
that.
for money. I was like, "Hey, that's mine, motherfucker."
I keep my money
I
in
throw that in there because no one will ever look in there.
Wouldn't that be a weird bag that when you finally went through your shit years later, the
Yeah.
gloves and a weird mask,
Wait
and maybe
a minute.
some
I'm gonna have to ask the wife about this.
Yeah.
maybe some rape tools in there too. You're like, fuck, that was a weird
Rape
weekend.
tools. What constitutes a rape tool? Stirrups.
Oh, right. That's a nice one.
Some sort of spreading clamp or what?
Rape tools.
A meat
different-
tenderizer.
Well, you hear about those guys like that mother got shot too, and she nearly died. She'll probably be paralyzed. Her 6-year-old daughter was shot and killed, and she was pregnant at the time and miscarried.
I mean, that's a lot of stress.
You think so? That's pretty fucking crazy. That, my God.
I don't want to come off
And-
sounding uninsensitive or anything, but yeah, it's fucking nuts.
And then what's going on now? The kids quiet down and people forget. Fuck it, that guy should have been put him straight through to court, guilty. Fuck him up.
The other morning, I woke up and I just broke
What
up.
is the hold up? Why is the government holding up? What's the big process? He fucking killed those people.
Shoot
You
him
die.
now.
Everybody's fucking worried about what his state of mind is. Everybody's so worried at how he feels and what was his mind going through. Who gives a fuck?
Everybody's got to make money, man.
Yeah, everybody's a fucking doctor. Everybody's got a fucking opinion. Back in the day when they took you out in the town and hung you in front of everybody, they didn't fucking...
No shit.
What's this guy thinking about?
Bring back the fucking gallows, he's saying, people. Make it
Public execution.
Well, we
Absolutely.
don't want to ruin the integrity of our system. I mean, it is a shitty system. I give it that, but it's the best one I know of. So show me a better one. That's all I can say.
For
about it.
people like him, where it's a straight. I mean, they found him in the back of the fucking theater, with all
hanging
the
out.
gun.
Waiting.
Yeah,
Here I am.
Yep.
yeah.
I'm just a cop, guys.
Oh, are you guys here already?
They almost
I got here
passed,
first.
I forgot to leave.
They almost passed him by because they thought he was another SWAT guy. But one of the cops seen something that made him.
It was the
Joker hair.
It was the support he had for his crotch. Or
Wow.
whatever, because they don't wear those. It limits mobility.
Wow.
It wasn't the guy with the orange hair there. The guy with the...
He might have had a helmet on at that time. I don't know.
Hey, how you doing, Larry?
Yeah, and another
Wait a
thing.
minute, you're not Larry.
Another thing, you cocksucking dude. The fucking Joker has green hair.
That's true.
Green fucking hair. I don't know how many fights I got in with people. No, he's got red hair. No, that's Ronald.
Two-Face had red hair.
And that's Ronald McDonald. He's got red hair.
Dr. Juice's love
Yes. Yes. It was. Yeah.
the issue.
This one was.
you bastard.
There was a scientist professor guy, and he would get old. He would keep getting old unless he fucked a chick and took a straw.
okay,
He
right,
took a
right.
straw and put it in the girl's pussy and ate her essence, her juices,
I guess. Straw?
with a straw, and then he would. And then he would.
You know that's science fiction.
Yeah. Who knows? Have you tried it?
No, it was straw.
I'm gonna try that tonight.
You gotta drink the nectar.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, he sucks it up out the pussy, and then he gets young again. But it only lasts for a little long. He's got to
Right,
find another
right.
girl and suck her pussy juice out.
And the cycle begins again.
Yeah, the cycle begins again. But yeah, Bill, you've told me this story about 100 times, but I love this story. The story is so amazing, and I know Frank would like it. But this is one of his great stories. This man is a superhero, ladies and gentlemen. He is a superhero.
Who in the hell are we talking about?
Your brother, Bill Willie.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
It's your brother, Bill Willie.
What the hell did you tell him? Yeah, bastard. What'd he say? You're a dog! You're a
All right, he's told this story many times. Frank can get a kick out. But anyways, he's a superhero. He has toxic gas that'll fucking annihilate, kill anything within a 10-mile.
That's true.
You're lucky because I ate watermelon today and it just cleaned me out.
Oh my god!
But Jeff ate beans.
Oh my god! Don't do it.
He's thinking about it. Work till midnight.
But anyways, please tell this story. And PETA, do not call me. Do not email me.
Where are we going?
There was no animals hurt in the process of this fucking.
It lived.
What is it? What did you say?
I went and stayed with my Uncle Bill and my aunt, and one day one morning they were going to work, and their poodle dog Trudy always liked to snuggle up.
Yeah, I know those dogs where you sleep and they get up in your fucking shit.
Yeah, but this one likes to get underneath the blankets. So,
I was not there. Not there.
The dog,
I hope not. When you laid in bed with him.
No way.
So it's you two and this poodle.
No, I'm not. All right.
So I'm laying there and I'm laying on my side and the dog sniggles right up to my ass.
Yeah, I'm still on my side.
There should be some kind of alarm.
I'm still on my first.
I really didn't like the dog.
I'm on my first cigar.
I really liked my dog, or didn't like this dog, so I farted. And I'm laying there, and next thing I hear this. And I roll over and she's puking in between my
You were fucking the dog.
Let me picture this dog. Its hair's cut like a lion, right? It's got these little fucking hair paws and its fucking rat face sticking out. And it's just, oh my god.
And it's this orange shit flying out.
That is called rust.
Yeah, that poor animal. I mean, it had to do trouble to its lungs.
And I got up, made sure she was all right, and got the blankets and everything off the bed and wore some so my aunt wouldn't know because I knew she'd be asking what happened.
Tell that story.
What the hell did you fucking go?
How do you tell the? I made your dog sick. I farted on it. Wow, we had another occurrence. We went to the pizza place, me, him, and Jeff, and I took my boy because. And so we eat our pizza on the way home. He's got the windows up. It's hot that. It was hot as fuck that day. It was one of the hottest days. We had the windows up.
100 degrees.
He fucking farted. And let me tell you what, I started to puke.
I was gagging. I was going,
He's sitting in the back of there.
He's doing
I had my fucking head out the window, and then my boy starts. And he's never experienced any kind of shit like this before.
And I hear this tiny voice say, "Dad, what's that? What does that smell?"
Here, I don't know how to explain it to him. That it's fecal matter that this guy just shot all over in the air.
It's in your taste buds.
And they were eating ice cream.
It changed the whole complex of ice cream.
Yeah.
Does he like ice cream now?
I think I had butternut. It tastes like
You had motor nut.
Shit nut.
shit nut. Not
Shit
butternut.
nut.
Oh,
I
no.
thought motor nut. What the hell is a
We
motor
weren't
nut?
even near the goddamn one.
Since it is, we'll have 2 vodcasts within the Halloween season this year. I thought I would get you a little gift to initiate it. So,
Wow, look at this, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my!
I wrapped it.
How dare?
As I wrap most.
Hey, it's a Wonka bar.
Wow. Yeah,
that's a pretty.
You have
thick
you have
bar.
definitely got the golden ticket right there.
Right
It's
there.
a video.
You know how you give me all these great entertainment.
Yeah, I got you a birthday present last time.
What did you get me? Birds.
Should I open it now or later?
Yeah, open it now, man. You enjoy it now because it's a classic.
Blood Hook.
Blood Hook.
Blood Hook.
It's America's funniest and most frightening terror hit.
That's not true.
I see Lloyd Kaufman from what is shit?
Trauma.
Toxic Toxic Avenger.
It's a trauma movie, but it's also like rated PG.
Lord,
it's pretty awful. You'll enjoy that.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate it as much as I.
I went to Walmart today to buy Blu-rays, but
well, I'm glad you could take that off my hands. Since what was that Cuba Gooding Jr. movie you slid under my door?
Cuba Gooding Jr. I remember I gave you the Renegades with Lou Diamond Phillips and Kiefer Sutherland.
You can enjoy that. And happy Halloween.
All right.
Well, that's all right. We're moving to a new locale this Halloween season.
Yes.
So we're going through shit that we don't need. And I come across my old VHS movies. I got Halloween, Poltergeist, fucking Psycho. So I was like, I want to get rid of these things because we just, we're in the modern age now. We're DVD and Blu-rays and ABCs and all that other stuff. Who cares? It's a soundtrack.
Yeah.
And the shits. And, I told my daughter, Scary Mary, she wants to earn money to go to homecoming. So I said, take all these VHSs, stick a sign out there. And she got a hit. And the guy's going to come back for like $25 and buy some off of her. It's got all the classics in there, like Halloween 4 and 5 and...
Yeah,
The Revenge of the Creature. I had that.
Yeah. Hunter took all your Halloween movies.
Oh, did he?
There is a certain charm to the VHS. When you pop one in, you're forced to, with a movie like this,
yes,
really low budget, you are forced to watch really low budget trailers before the movie comes, and that I always appreciated that because I'm not really gonna watch those movies, but I'll watch it. A couple of seconds.
Most definitely.
I've got the problem here too. This case right here, you can see, weighs about 3,000 pounds, and most of it's VHS tapes. And I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't just want to throw them out.
Well, watch them.
But watch this shit. Watch 30 years from now. These are going to be originals or whatever. That's the first they gave out, and they're going to be worth money.
Right.
And I just gave them out for 25 cents.
Yeah.
That's my OCD craziness happening, which I can't throw anything away.
See.
Well, you two ought to get along just fine. I throw it in the trash, she picks it back up. And then she makes some kind of weird fucking design with it that actually works for the house.
Well, I thought about cutting the fronts off every one of them, making a collage or something, just so I didn't waste it all. Cause
or how about like that modern art shit? They're always like welding shit, and you see it in museums, and they pay tens and thousands of dollars to make one of them out of your videotapes, and make them make a creature or something. Look at this.
Freddie lost shit.
Now I know what she goes through. I broke a nail.
I'm a little hungover from the party last night.
Yeah, we had a little Halloween party at Franklin.
And my kids wake up at 7 o'clock. And I think they actually slept until 8 today. So
Ooh. I was asleep on their couch, and I heard the children getting up, and I was like, oh, it's time for me to leave. They're going to want to watch cartoons.
That's what they want to do.
I want to sleep.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to sleep because they go right out there and they take over.
Right away in the morning, they can jump out of bed.
They want to do shit right away.
Yeah. But thank you again. It was nice of you guys to let me crash there so I didn't drink and drive like an idiot.
Mr. Derek Collins, ladies and gentlemen, proves to us once again why you do not drink, children.
Or you can drink responsibly like Randy.
Yeah.
And when you feel like you've had maybe a little bit too much, you go and you eat a sandwich.
Did that.
You balance it out with food. Maybe have a couple cocktails later. You don't have to fly off the handle. I used to do that shit all the time, but
why does it make you crazy? What's going on there?
It increases, for me anyways, it increases my overall power.
It
makes me stronger, faster, smarter.
I think that's in your fucking mind.
I think so too. And I think that's why because now it used to be charming in my mid-20s when I would get blackout drunk and he's so funny. Now it's like, why is he pissing on our carpet and punching the dog?
Oh man.
Like, you're 31, time to suck it up, son.
Yeah.
So I moderate myself now.
Yeah, that's shit can get out of hand.
Yeah. It can quickly, as we saw.
Yes.
But I do believe I have video documentation of the entire back and forth between Jared trying to get him to let him take him home.
Yeah.
And him denying it. Like, no, I got it, man.
I'd like to see you make that happen.
Now, for
That's my
listeners, in
favorite
case
thing.
they don't know what the fuck is going on, because we got to explain shit. Mr. Derek Collins got drunk as fuck. Mr. Jared Collins offered to take him home and his pretty lady.
And then they fought.
And then then he started making Jared pissed off. Yeah. Which got me pissed off because I don't like to see Jared pissed off.
Are you getting ready to leave? Are you guys getting ready to go? Because if you are, I'm going to drive you home in my truck.
Gonna drive me home in the truck?
Yes.
I feel like I would die.
Gigi Allen wouldn't need a ride.
Yeah.
I mean, Mom will give you a ride back to
You guys want to stay? I mean,
if you're going
which one
home,
is
I'll
in
drive
there?
you home.
Got me.
Gigi Allen would just take off running down the street.
Who's gonna take Kira home?
There's a spot in the truck for her as well.
That was nice.
She has to stay.
That's why I said you guys.
Right now, she probably wants to stay.
Randy's like, I'll take care of my car.
He'll take your car.
And Carmen's been drinking too. So how do you drive two cars?
I don't. I drive you home in my truck. I come back, I get Carmen. Mom will bring you back to your car in the morning.
Okay, let's think about the embarrassment for me, though.
Just let me drive you home.
Well, yeah, that's fine, but...
So,
like,
you
okay,
drive
so what
us
are we gonna say? What
to
am I
our
gonna
house
say?
in our car.
No.
Yes, yes. If you really care, you will drive us to our house in our car.
Right. Yeah, he never gets mad. He's like the most laid back person.
The quote of the night was when you said, "Hey, I don't like the way you're making my friend Jared feel. You're upsetting him.
Stop upsetting him."
Yeah. I was about ready to get mad because it had gone on too long and Jared was like starting to get angry.
Oh yeah, he was. He was biting his lip.
Sorry I couldn't make the party now.
Yeah, it
was something else. And then my other favorite part of the night was when those spiders appeared on Joe. I felt so bad.
That was
sitting on
another good thing to get on. I got that on tape too.
We were sitting on a stoop, and I look away for just a second, and I look back, and Joe is covered in spiders.
Like spiders,
not like tiny ones, like big ass quarter-sized spiders.
You know those ones
And
that
then
look like a little berry. They're about that big. They're like a little.
And then he thought I was messing with him. I was like, "Dude, you got spiders on you." He's like, "Stop messing with me." And I'm like, "I'm not kidding. I don't fuck around with
Randy
spiders.
got
I
real
hate
serious
them."
about it. He's like, "Dude, no, they're for real. They're all over you.
They're climbing up your neck." I was like,
Martin Lawrence had nothing to lose.
"Yeah,
you got a spider on your head."
Yeah. What's that
I don't
mean?
know what that
means.
means.
You've got a motherfucking spider on your motherfucking head.
There's a spider on your head.
What?
There's a spider on your
Look,
head.
I am sorry. I'm not up on all this jive-talking homeboy lingo. What's that supposed to mean? There's a spider on your head.
It means there's a spider on your motherfucking head, man.
You are listening to a ZTOTV podcast. It's like TV for your ear holes.